Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a very exciting video for you guys today that isn't very similar to my last one. It has been a very long time since I've seen you guys, and since then it is now Euphoria season. This one's a little bit different because I'm actually doing a sewing tutorial. It's a new year, I'm trying out new things, and today we're making Cassie's bathing suit from season 2 episode 4 of Euphoria. I'm loving the show. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and this is my first time doing a sewing tutorial, so I would love to hear your feedback. I'm always listening, would love to hear it. Anywho, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so for the fabric, I got this lovely pink fabric at the fabric store. I got way too much, but you'll probably need like a yard and a half, a meter and a half. I like to have extra because I know that I make mistakes. I always make mistakes. So, and then on top of that, take a bikini top that you like this. You'll need a bikini top and a one piece. These both fit me. I like the cut, so I'm pretty much just going to copy paste these onto my fabric, and that's how we'll move from there. So let's get down to cutting on the floor. So I've taken my fabric, folded it down, and just cut myself with my rotary cutter. Ow. Be safe. There's a safety on these for a reason, and I am dumb sometimes. So I'm laying it down, making sure that it's not scrunched up or anything, and it's basically just a triangle. Now with an extra inch or so on each side, I'm gonna leave that extra space so that when I sew it, I can sew it into itself. So since it's folded over, we'll have two pieces. So I'm giving myself a little bit of extra space on the bottom, about an inch. And I'm really just cutting a triangle here. Great. And then I'm just going to slice a line across the top so that I can pull it away. And now I'm going to lay it down again. Give myself that space again. Okay, perfect. So now we have these two triangles that are both double layered. Lovely, I can set those aside now. So now I've folded my fabric over more, so I've got more space to work with. And I'm going to put down my one-piece swimsuit. And your back may cover more than the front of your bathing suit does, so make sure that you're looking to the lines of the front of your bathing suit. So I folded it, and I know that the body glove word stops pretty much right under my chest, and that's pretty much all that I need. So I'm just going to cut around a shape, adding an extra inch for seam allowance on around each side, and then that will be my double layered front piece. We don't need to worry about the cutout yet, we'll work on that later. So again, I gave myself some space at the bottom. Okay, so that's my front piece. So lovely. And now the back piece also doesn't go all the way up, but it kind of mimics the shape that I have on the back of my bathing suit here. So I'm going to give myself that folded piece again. And again, with seam allowance on each side, I can eyeball it, but you could also like draw around it. Awesome. And now we've got our main pieces. Now we need those absolutely giant straps. So I have lots of length here that I'm working with. So I think that I'm just gonna go all the way down one side of the fabric. And that will be the really long strap that wraps like around the bust. So if you've got a cutting mat with like number markers on it, I'm gonna give myself 2 inches and just keep cutting pretty much all the way down the length because I don't actually know how much I will need of this. So actually, this cut in 2 would probably be long enough to wrap and tie around my neck. So this will be actually the 2 necktie pieces. This should be long enough, I guess. We can come back to it later if not. So, all of the pieces that we have are our necktie, which we're gonna cut into 2, our 2 bra pieces, our waist tie, to our front of the bottom, and the back of the bottom, to the sewing machine. So now I'm going to pin everything that needs to be pinned so that I can sew it nicely, and I will show you what I pinned. So yeah, for the triangle bra cups, we're just going to sew up this side and this side, leaving the top open. And since this is already folded, we don't even need to sew the bottom. So yeah, so I am currently now just sewing up the straps. Putting a zigzag stitch, so if you're following along on my machine, it's just like setting number 4, it's a zigzag stitch, so these are the settings if you're following along. I've already done the strap that goes like around your neck, and I flipped it inside out. Looks like this, so cute. I'll show you how to flip it inside out once I'm done this one. So I lost audio on this part, but what we're going to do is take a safety pin, and then we are going to hook it to just one end of our little tube that we have. And then we're going to take that end of the safety pin, close it up, and jam it through that tube, and just kind of like feed it through, and pull, and then feed it through, and pull, feed it through, and pull until you have gotten to the end. Okay, so now that it's all turned, I'm just pulling it out. And lovely. Now we've got the strap that goes around like this part. Yeah, super cute. Now let's move on to the bikini part, I guess. So I'm just going to sew up the sides and leave the top open, and you don't need to sew the bottom as well. Same with the other piece, so the sides, not the top and bottom, and then with the bikini tops, sides, not the top and bottom. Okay, so I finished the bottom part, and then I flipped it inside out, and now I've just pinned up the sides here. So we are going to sew, we're going to sew up these sides, but not like the leg part because you still need to put your legs through, duh. And then we are going to actually start like cutting and figuring out how low we want the back to be. Once we can try it on, once we've got like a piece that we can actually like put on our body, that's how we can see where we want to cut out like the center part if we want like the back to be shorter. So yeah, we'll see. For this part, I'm actually probably just gonna do a straight stitch because we're going down the side and it doesn't need to stretch like that way, so all good. Okay, so this is like what we're currently working with, and I'm just going to take some Taylor's chalk, or you could just use kind of a washable marker or something. Also, I'm wearing it inside out just so that the marks extra don't matter, and I'm gonna mark exactly like where I want to cut to make that V shape in the front. And then I also figured that it should be a little bit lower in the back. I'll have to like look in the mirror and actually like figure this out, but coming together. Okay, I need to think about this with my big giant brain. So I'm going to cut just the like 2 front pieces where I made my marks. So I'm gonna cut like kind of in a U shape like that. Maybe more like a V, I don't know, the original bikini is kind of more like a V. But yeah, gonna do that. And then the back side, I think I'm going to try to do it a little bit straighter and then bring it upwards. I guess we'll see. And just try to figure it out. Okay, so I've made my cuts. This is the front piece. And this is the back. It's actually even, it just doesn't look like it right now. But so now we have the bikini right side out. So our seams are all tucked in nicely. And now for those pieces that we cut, we are going to give it a little fold inward and pin. And this is like our hem for those open spots that we have cut now. I realize that I've done this a little bit backwards, but that is life. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the pinning for the side as well, pin that down like that, and then also the back needs to be pinned down. But if you're like me and you're not mentally prepared to take on that task, I think that I'm just gonna do the like top bikini part now, so yeah. So I've flipped my bikini top pieces right side out, and then I've also just made like a little seam rip on each of the corners so that there is a channel for my bathing suit straps to go through. Then figure out how tall you need to thread those straps through, and then we are going to sew a quick stitch just across. I think it could be a straight stitch so that it's a nice little channel for those straps to go into. Okay, so now that I have my channel, I am going to take my neck strap, I'm going to place it in there and then fold over these pieces just like that, and then do a bunch of stitches kind of back and forth just to lock that in place. Oh, also just a quick thing that you can do with these ends that are done being used, we can just like tie a knot in them so that it's like a cute little moment, right? Yeah. Okay, now like another thing that I'm going to do to avoid doing this hem because I don't want to do it, is we are going to attach the bikini top parts to the bottom. So this is the inside, this is the outside, and for the bikini top, this is the inside where we have that folded in part, this is the outside where it's nice. So we are going to put nice side to nice side, like this, and we want to put a straight stitch, I think, maybe a zigzag, as close to the edge as we want because we don't want that channel to be too small. So as very close as we can get it to that edge, up until here where that fabric ends. And yeah. So my hemline around like the top of the bottom part is the ugliest thing I've ever done in my entire life, so I'm refusing to show it to you, only in like far away videos. But anywho, now that it's still inside out, I am going to take my two like crotch pieces and just with a zigzag stitch sew them together across the bottom. That's it. And then I think that we're done. Then we just need to lace through this strap and we're all good. So now that everything's together and we got the crotch part all done, now with our long piece of string, I'm going to lace through the safety pin again, but we aren't going to turn it inside out. I almost just did that. And so we have like these two pieces, so we're gonna go in from the outside of one of them. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. And thread through the string. I'm scrunching and threading. Okay, and pull it out this way. And now I'm going to thread it through the other triangle. You know how they meet in the middle. And I'm just scrunching and threading yet again. And now I just need to pull it through, make sure they're even, and we're done. Yay! Okay, let's put this baby on. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear your feedback and anything. If you want to talk about Euphoria, I want to hear it. So make sure to check me out on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to me here if you would like to. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!